Hi everyone, it's Donna with Embroidery.com. I think I'm getting sick, so I'm taking a cough drop because I've been coughing all day. So, hello everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we are going to talk about love to stitch. Love to stitch, love to stitch, love to stitch. Okay, let me go share this. I thought these cough drops were regular, but they're menthol, which is fine because, like I said, I think I'm getting sick. I've been coughing most of the day. I have a small runny nose. I definitely have a scratchy throat. More options. Share to group. That group. And then share. Now. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Daisy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. So we are talking Love to Stitch Challenge. So let me share this. Okay. So you can get to Love to Stitch. You can get to it by clicking on any of these things that say Love to Stitch. But you can also get to it if you go to Hand Embroidery and then go to Hand Embroidery Blogs. Go to my blog. And then go to, it'll be right here, Love to Stitch Challenge 2023. Oh, let me go back one because I need to go into challenges to get you the right link. And then, so I can post the link here in the comments. There we go. That is the right link. Okay. Hello, Julie, Candy, Teresa, Jennifer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so Love to Stitch Challenge. It's a motivational challenge. This is our 5th year. It started because I needed motivation on stitching, you know. Hello, Cindy. Because I wasn't stitching. I wasn't, you know, sometimes you just have a hard time motivating yourself, which is so bizarre because stitching is like the #1 thing we like to do, and yet sometimes it can be difficult. I think it's because we we think we have to do other things, so we never let ourselves take the time to do what we like. We have to have an excuse. Well, guess what? I make 3 challenges a year, so you have the excuse to stitch. Oh, yay, great. Cindy said she just posted the first pic. Oh, hello. The first pic of her project. Hello, Julie. Welcome. Hi, Carrie. So, the challenge is for you to stitch 30 minutes every day. You can stitch more, but you can't stitch less. To stay accountable, you have to post 2 pictures every day to our Embroidery.com cross stitch and hand embroidery Facebook group. If you're not part of that group, go and ask to join. If you're not on Facebook, you can always email me the your pics. There's my email address. You can email them to me. You post your before and after. Yesterday's after will be today's before, so theoretically you only have to take 1 picture a day. So 30 minutes after every day. You take your accountability photos. With your accountability photos, you'll post. It starts February 1st and goes through February 28th. On the 1st, you'll put day 1. You'll put the name of the design, name of the designer, and then hashtag Love to Stitch 2023. To sign up, you come, oh, hello. You come to this page and you'll see this little button here that says participate. Make sure you're logged into your Embroidery.com account. Once you're logged on, you'll have this button. You'll just click it and it will change to participating. And it might say subscribed. I don't know why it does it. Sometimes it does. But that's how you'll know that you're in the thing to participate. I'm going to try to do Love to Stitch. Yay, been having eye problems, haven't been able to cross stitch. We'll begin shots in the eyes this week. Ooh, hopefully I can return to cross stitching soon. So I can only stitch stamp cross stitch. I wasn't able to finish in October. That sounds very, very painful. But the best thing about the challenge is it doesn't need to be 30 consecutive minutes. You can do 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 5, 5, you know, do as much as you can, you know. I hope that helps. Because that does sound scary. That sounds extremely scary. But you know, I was telling my doctor the other day, I was like, you know, I think the meanest thing of all is like that hope, you know, when you're like, okay, well, let's try this or let's try it. When doctors do that, look here, there's this new procedure we can try. And you get your hopes up and then it doesn't work. And yeah. So this will be your 5th Love to Stitch. Yay! Hello, Mary. Welcome, welcome. It's okay. Okay, so that's how you sign up. So the requirements. You have to stitch at least 30 minutes every day. You post your pictures to our Facebook group or email them to me every day. My recommendation for that is to set an alarm on your phone. Set it for whenever it is that you go into your room, or whenever it is that you come upstairs or go downstairs, or, you know, for me, it would be like 8:30 because that's when I come upstairs and I take my drugs and stuff. Would be, and to take the picture and post before you leave your stitching area, because you take the picture and you leave and you forget. You can work on any hand embroidery thing that you want to. So Beatrice, if you need to work on stamped cross stitch, more power to you. You can work on cross stitch. You can work on hardanger, punch needle, basic embroidery, needle point, anything that has fabric or canvas, floss or yarn, and a needle. So as long as it has those 3 things, you can do it. You can work on it. You can work on one project all month, or you can work on many projects all month. There's no theme. So any UFO or, you know, anything you got in your stash that you want to work on, great. You want to start a brand new project February 1st? Great. You know, anything like that. You do have to stitch at least 30 minutes. You can stitch more. So if you if you are stitching for an hour and a half, great. Great. Because that's what always happened to me. You can miss 4 days and still meet our challenge. So you need to stitch at least 24 out of the 28 days, and you will still meet our challenge. You will get your needle minder. This is a Witchy Stitchy needle minder from last year. They just came in. Everybody should have gotten their emails. The needle minder will be in your layaway for a year. And that's the exact same way that this challenge will work. Once we receive the needle minders and they've been put into your layaway, They'll be in your account for a year. And the last Sunday, February 26th. Hello, Rhonda. Welcome. Oh man, the fabric's back ordered. February 26th is a mandatory stitch day. So everybody has to stitch that day to qualify for the needle minder. So everybody stitches that day. What is the one that Kelly asked you to do for him? What is the one that he asked you to do for him? What a post will look like is, it will look like, let me see if I can go and find one. It will it will look like this. Oh, good heavens, look at that. Oh my gosh, and it's a finish too. So it will say on February 1st, it will say day 1. It will say Fruits of Plenty, Modern Folk Embroidery, hashtag Love to Stitch 2023. You'll have your before, your after, and then, I mean, if you're working on something big, you can always do this. I'm going to go in here because I just saw a finish and we have to. Because that's amazing. That's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love your initials. That's so pretty. So that's what a post will look like. You can write whatever you want in there, but that's what a post will look like. The Farm Landscape, God Bless America, 9x22, finished. So it's a weird size. It is a weird size. There's a lot of finishes today. Oh, I haven't looked. So, fun thing that I've added this year is our Stitching Angels and our Stitching Devils. Stitching Angels are like love notes from last year. This was our needle minder from last year. The little envelope, because we had love notes. And love notes are a comment, a praise, spreading the motivation and the inspiration. You see somebody's post, you go and comment, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Somebody asks a question, you respond with, this is what I do. This is how I get through that. This is how I store my floss. This is whatever. It's, you're the angel, you're the stitching angel, and you need to spread love and motivation and inspiration and happiness. Stitching devils are enablers. Excuse me. They motivate in just a different way. Did you see this new pattern? Have you guys tried this floss? Have you guys tried these needles? Have you guys ever used cotton candy scissors? Because they're the best. Have you ever used this for frogging? Because it's awesome. I use this light. Do you guys like this light? It's stuff like that. So it's motivation, but in a different way. So, and you can use hashtag Stitching Angel and hashtag Stitching Devil for either way you post. You can also post Stitching Devils as this is, let's take this one for an example. Let's say she got this back from the framers and she would post this and she would say, this pattern is Fruits of Plenty from Modern Folk Embroidery. These are the reasons why I love it. If you love this style of embroidery, I highly suggest it, stuff like that. Okay. So you can take pictures of your home decor, your stitching that you already have up, and you can say, this pattern is da da da, and these are the reasons I love it. And on the flip side, that's a stitching devil. On a stitching angel, this pattern is da da da, and here's the reason why it holds a special place in my heart, because it taught me this, and it taught me, I mean, it can teach you anything. It taught me patience because I had to do this, or I learned, whatever you learned, 1/1 stitching, you learned, I had a frog a whole bunch, so I learned how to count again, or, whatever it is, whatever it may be. Those are your stitching angels and stitching devils. We have one more week until it starts. So a week from tomorrow is when it starts, which is very exciting. I'm very excited about it. We will be doing 2 lives every week from now till the end of February. Next week will be a live just like this, where I talk about Love to Stitch. And then during the duration of the Love to Stitch challenge, we'll do a show and tell on Tuesdays for a half hour. And then our regular hour where we talk and ask questions and whatever. And then we'll do another show and tell for a half hour. Half hour, 45 minutes. So it'll be twice a week until the end. February 28th is a Tuesday, so it's the Tuesday, so the end of the challenge. And I'll show you the needle minder. I'll show you the design for the needle minder on that live. I haven't designed it yet. Which is okay, as long as it's designed by that day, right? There's just so many posts during the month that having it twice, I'm hoping that that I can show off more pieces that way. We can show off more works in progress, and we can show off more finishes that way. If you're new to our page, when there's a finish, obviously I ring this bell because every finish deserves a bell. If you finish a page, like you're doing a heaven and earth, or you're doing a custom craft, or a mystic stitch that's, huge, when you finish a page, I ring this little bell. And for big pieces, again, heaven and earth, ones that take a year or more to complete, I ring this bell because we celebrate. You get a bell ring for finish stitching and finish framing. So you get a bell ring for both, because you should. Absolutely. What else? I think that's it. Are there any questions? Let's see. What are some of the comments? This will be my first Love to Stitch challenge. I made it through Witchy Stitchy 2022. So let's see if this helps revive my stitching bug that has eluded me since January. It's remarkable because it does. And not only that, you will find that, especially if you tell your family that you're entering this challenge, and the challenge is to stitch 30 minutes every day, you'll find that your family will start bugging on you. Have you stitched today? Have you met the challenge today? Have you done it yet? You need to stitch today. They do, especially if you let them in. And the best thing is you've got a built-in, sorry, I can't cook dinner tonight. I got to stitch. I'm doing this challenge. I have to stitch. You're going to have to cook dinner tonight. You've got this built-in excuse. for why you're stitching every single day. Because you can. Because you need to. This will be fun to add the hashtag stitching angels and hashtag stitching devils. I'm always buying new things for cross stitch or embroidery. I have a couple new starts for February. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I am a sucker for gadgets. I love gadgets. I love stitching gadgets. They're like the best thing ever. So go and like spread the love on the stitching gadgets. What is the best hoop stand for working on a tree skirt that is over 45 inches? You're going to need 48-inch scroll rods, so I would say the floor stand. Oh, I know. I was telling my husband, I was like, okay, the next time you need to buy me something, I want a chatelaine because I do. I don't need one, but I need one. He's like, how much is a chatelaine? And I was like, well, I found one on Etsy that's really pretty. It's only $35.99. But you have to realize that you have to buy all the accoutrement that go with it. I'm going to need some vintage scissors and a vintage, seam ripper and a vintage needle case and pincushion, all the other things. All the other things that go with it. And he's like, well, I don't think I can do that for Valentine's. I was like, oh, I was thinking more like Mother's Day. Yeah, I love any sewing baskets. I have a small obsession with sewing baskets. I love sewing baskets. Yeah. Well, and I even love new stuff. It has their place. Like I did a video a while back on frogging, and this little guy is great for frogging because this little rubber end will get those little echoes out. Now, I don't really recommend the seam ripper for frogging because I don't recommend that, but this little thing I do recommend. I will be working on a Thorn in My Side project. It is a custom design by Bride-to-be. Is that all I need to include in the details that I will post the day in the hashtag? Yes. So you'll just do day 1, a Thorn Inside, custom design, and then hashtag Love to Stitch 2023. Yes. Piece by piece, Valentine's, Mother's Day. That's true. That's a good thought. I could get the chatelaine for Valentine's Day, then another piece for Mother's Day. I like your thinking. Yes. I have all my projects lined up and can hardly wait to begin. Currently just finishing up some small ones of things I plan to stitch on. But the thing I plan to stitch on is my Heaven and Earth. And it's all kitted up and ready to go. I love that. Excuse me. I'm gonna get the hiccups. If you need a grid, if you are working on something that's really, really big and you need a grid, grid now. Start now and have it ready for the 1st. If you need to grid during the challenge, just grid and stitch and grid and stitch and grid and stitch. I don't want you to spend 2 weeks. I'm gonna get the hiccups. 2 weeks gridding and not making progress on your stitching. Frogging counts as stitching. I'm gonna get the hiccups. Whether you're putting stitching in or out, it's part of stitching. So if you spend 30 minutes frogging, post, I spent 30 stupid minutes frogging. because that's part of stitching. Thanks, but the thorn in my side part is how I currently am feeling about the project. I don't know. I think that's the name of the pattern now. I think that's the name of the pattern. That's hilarious. Hang on, I gotta move my ice pack. Whatever you want to call the pattern. And you could even say, you know, thorn in my side, designed by, and the person's name that designed it. Or you can just put custom design. Either way. I've got 60 starts ready for next week. I need a few more small, medium projects. I love it. I always tell the story of this one lady I knew that whenever she would go to a retreat, she would spend the year getting all but done with projects, like all but an hour worth of stitching done. And then during the 3-day retreat, she would just finish. And she'd come home with like 10 finished projects. So you can totally do something like that as well. What other comments do we have? It's almost time. It's good to know the time is coming up again. I look forward to it. It's very motivational, and the trophies make it extra special and encouraging. They do, because they're so much fun. So, where did it go? Oh, right there. So this was our first Love to Stitch needle minder. This was our second. And this was our third. The first year, so this year, the first year we did scroll frames that were custom. They were engraved. Love to Stitch 2019. And then we did this one, then this one, and then this one, and then we'll have whatever's this year is. Which I think they're fabulous. What do I need to refresh? The page? I don't know. Do I have all of... This was our first Witchy Stitchy. Then this one. Then this one. And then this one. So we have 4 now. With the with Witchy Stitchy, you have the hat, and then you have the ghost with the hat on, and then you have the cauldron with the ghost in the bubbles, and then you have the cat with the cauldron. Oh, I see what you're saying. I wasn't gonna show and tell tonight. I was just going to talk about these magnets. I kid you not. I have to be like careful where my fingers go, because they suck right to my computer. I don't know if the computer is the best place for magnets, but oh well. Let's see. What other questions do I have? How to sign up, what you have to do, how many days you can miss. You can pretty much stitch anything you want. You can miss 4 days. You'll get a needle minder. What else? I think that's it. Mary, that's beautiful. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, I love it. Your stitching is just beautiful. Angels and devils, yes. That is like one of my favorite things. Oh, cute. I came up with, we were doing a live in October. I think it was the last live for the Witchy Stitchy, and it just like hit me out of the blue. I was like, angels and devils. Yes. Totally doing that for Love to Stitch. So I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. You can share the link on your own pages to get more people. Let's go see how many people signed up. Last week it was something like 280 or something like that. I don't remember now. You've changed things on the Easter one. I love it. It's awesome. Yeah, you can share this video. You can share the link. You can invite people into our group if you would like. 331 have signed up. That's so exciting. That's so exciting. That makes me happy. Yeah. That makes me happy. So go shout out to all your friends that you love to stitch, and we'll get more and more people motivated. My last thing I want to say is, even if you have something coming up in the month that you know you're not going to be able to meet the challenge, that you're not going to be able to stitch 24 days, try it anyway. Do it anyway. You know? And then you'll have more stitching done than you did in January. You know? If you only get 20 days of stitching, well, then you at least stitched 20 days and you participated and you had fun, because that's what it's all about. I know that, you know, a cute little needle minder is not the reason that you're stitching every day. We know it's not. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. But the enjoyment you get out of stitching is why you stitch every day. I think we had like 600 sign up last year, but then they changed how you redeem the needle minders, you know, by putting them in layaway, and you have to purchase something. And I didn't know that before I advertised last year's. So that was not good. I didn't realize that they were doing that until it came time to redeem. And then that's when I found out. So that wasn't good. But you can buy something as simple as a skein of floss, and then you get free shipping in the US. But if you just want the needle minder itself, then you can pay for shipping, which is totally fine too. But again, they last for a year up in your cart. So, you know, if you live out of country, you could wait until all three of them, well, two of them. The June one, the June Summer Stitching Challenge, we don't, hello, Lori, welcome. We don't do a needle minder for it. That's a merit only challenge. And the merits are what are right there. So when you look at somebody's account, you can see what merits they've, what challenges they've done by what's under their icon of their name and everything. You signed up? Yeah. I'm very excited about it. So, okay, I will be back. Hopefully this, whatever this is, will go away soon, like tomorrow, so I can be back the next night and not be coughing in your faces. So I will be back on Thursday, and we will talk more about this, and we will do a show and tell then as well. So happy stitching, everyone, and I'll see you all on Thursday. Bye, everyone.